Now I would like Dr. Arunesh to continue the panel. Thank you very much.
Har Har Mahadev. I think you guys are still digesting your food. एक बारी हो जाए. हर हर महादेव. Now you will digest food very effectively. Mahadev takes care of everything. First of all, I would welcome Honorable Julia Finn, who started this session. I think she is one of the best people who could start this session because she is taking care of around 100 plus communities in her electorate, and she's doing it very effectively. And whatever we are going to discuss today, I believe we'll take her guidance time to time, what our issues are and how we should position ourselves in the society, which is very important. And I would thank VHP for giving us this opportunity and giving this session, because this session of unity is the key to most of the issues which community is facing. So this session is an inclusive session. It's not that these guys just will speak and will go away. We will involve you as well. You have ideas, because we 7-8 people are not the wisest people here. And we will definitely love to listen what you guys have to say. So let's start this session with your round of applause. With a round of applause, I'll welcome Sajana Nand. One of our panelists is missing today. He has fallen sick, so the Nepalese guy. But anyway, we'll continue from here. And we should, and most important thing, this session is one of many sessions which are coming up. So issues are not going to finish here today, right? So it will be evolving session. So I welcome Sajana Nand to start his, he's from Fiji. And
well, at the outset, I would like to congratulate BHP for organizing the 7th Australian National Hindu Conference with a theme of bringing Hindus from different countries together. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on this very auspicious occasion. Sorry about my voice. I am second generation of Hindus who were brought to Fiji under 5-year indentured labor agreement to work in sugarcane plantation by the CSR Company Limited. From 1889 to 1916, some 60,900 people were brought via ships to Fiji. 411 people died on board, including in the shipwreck in Salai Reef. In spite of very adverse conditions and hardship, they played a vital role in establishing schools, temples, for the benefit of the future generation. I salute my ancestors. Hindi is being taught in primary schools, secondary school, and up to university level. I believe it is the only country in this world where Hindi is being taught or to this level, up to that secondary level. From a number of decades, annual conventions, Sanatanis is being organized by the Sri Sanatan Dharam Pratinidhi Sabha of Fiji during Easter holidays. Also, Sanatan soccer tournaments are held in which teams from all over Fiji participate, which is one of the ways to keep Hindus connected. I think perhaps BHP could look into this, organizing similar conventions, annual conventions. According to 2016 census, that the figure I had, 33,879 Fiji Indians were living in New South Wales. After the coup in 1987, Fiji Indians have fled to Australia, New Zealand, America, and Canada. In all of these places, Fiji Indians are actively involved in celebrating all Hindu major festivals, teaching Hindi, music, classical dance, and culture. As already mentioned, I migrated with my family from Fiji in 1987, 6 weeks prior to nasty coup. There are scores of Mandalis actively involved in promoting and teaching Hindi, religion, music, art, and culture in New South Wales. Also, there are a number of registered Hindu temples in New South Wales run by Fiji Indians. I believe that the key to keep Hindus connected together is very important to assimilate, to mingle, and visit each other's functions when it is organized. I have noticed that when we have Fiji Indians, sorry to say, when we have functions, very few Indians take part. And similarly, when the Indians have the functions and very few Fiji Indians or other Indians take part in such celebrations. I think to keep the Hindus united and connected, it is vital that we try and assimilate in the functions organized by them. All these other organizations who come from various different countries. As for our association, it was established in 1993. Thank you. 1993, we are teaching Hindi, harmonium, tabla, and classical dances at Quakers Hill High School on Sundays during school term from 10 to 2 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Sajana Nand. Our next panelist is Mr. Manoj Desai, who will give us idea about the India Hindus activities. Thank you.
Hari Om. Namaste everyone and good afternoon. First, I would like to thank VHP for this opportunity. I represent Indian Hindus in Australia. As you all heard earlier, Hinduism is the largest, third largest in Australia, and it's a fastest growing community as well. And as we have seen earlier part of the century, we had like professionals from doctors, engineers, and other professionals who migrated to Australia, and later on, people from different trades, they migrated to Australia. In last 10 years, we have seen IT professionals. Yeah, in the interest of time, I'll quickly touch upon all the points given to me. So, yeah, statistics we have already seen presented by earlier speakers. So, yeah, I was talking about the IT professionals. In last 10 years, we have seen IT professionals coming here to Australia on migration as well as work visa and other temporary visas. We also have seen parents, visitors, tourists, and other floating population as well. So some of the common activities that we see among Indian Hindu communities. So they are like yoga, daily prayers, participation in festivals, dance, music, and sports, other activities as well. For livelihood, they work and do business and contribute well to the Australian economy. And there have been many social, cultural, spiritual organizations to cater to the needs of all the ages, languages, and backgrounds. So many temples and religious centers have also come up in last few years. Yeah, so some of the achievements of Indian Hindus. So we have seen, the temples, spiritual centers developed cultural and community centers, and also some are in the pipeline, which are coming up in a big way. So that have already been mentioned by a few speakers. And so going forward, we are not only working on those infrastructure, but also bringing all the communities together for the greater growth of the community. So, yeah, we also have seen people representatives like councillors, mayors, MPs, representing our community, but looking at the larger population, we need more numbers as well. And some of the future plans. Yeah, we are working on the infrastructure, mainly for the family support services, especially abled kids. And some we already have, and some we need to build more. This is across all the states in Australia. So they are being worked out. So some of the challenges. Okay, so we have multiple organizations catered to same need or similar needs. So we need to collaboratively work for better services and deliver better. So those are some of the challenges which we need to work on. And also, in order to influence the government policies, so we need to have more representatives work together, and those are the focus areas, I would say. And yeah, I mean, if you have any further questions, I'm open for discussions later on as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manojji. Now we have got from Bhutan, Mr. Narayan, who will be presenting next. Thank you.
Namaste. Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Narayan Dhimal. I'm from Bhutan. I'm representing the Bhutanese community and the Vedic Parishad Australia. The map of Bhutan shows that 1.6 million people in 2000, in 90s actually, so roughly, the government of Bhutan imposed the national code and the language. And that was not bearable by the people of Bhutan actually. So the southern part of Bhutanese people, those who were living in the southern part of Bhutan, had to leave Bhutan actually, came to Nepal and stayed in refugee camp, being refugee for 18 years and so on. Next slide. So living there in Nepal for 18 years, Nepal and Bhutan government had a bilateral talk to take the Bhutanese people back to Bhutan, but Bhutan government denied that plan. And there was third country settlement plan came in with the involvement of UNHCR. Then people were taken to 8 different countries, and luckily Bhutanese people, 5,000 people were accepted by the government of Australia, thankful to government of Australia. And they were placed in different states where we have the number of people living in different states. With this sort of issues actually, so a small number emerging communities spread in different states. How do we get together actually? So we started finding a plan actually to have a platform and how to connect people together. And Vedic Parishad Australia was formed, and we have all the aims and objectives. I picked up a few things from there, few objectives. Highlight and raise awareness into culture and traditions and the wider community to facilitate and promote the sense of belongingness, unity and harmony, to facilitate and organization to celebrate the cultural events and including festivals and rituals and other programs. These are few objectives taken out from there. Now, what is going good within the communities? We always collaborate and work together. And community, we do the cultural events, religious activities, annual Bhutanese Day program, annual sports day, and we participate in the wider community, senior weeks, and International Women's Day, and so on. Now, our social outcomes actually, 90% of the Bhutanese community are homeowners, and more than 70% of the Bhutanese people in the community are working full-time. Youth are actively involved in games and activities, and those who have completed their graduation actually started working full-time, and collaborative work is continued there, like joining in the wider communities, Clean Up Australia Days. Now, our future plan, actually, social inclusion program and cultural, to practice cultural languages for the children, and spiritual activities and meditation, and celebrate the community festivals together. We want to build a temple and make a worshiping common platform for all groups of people. The issues that we are facing, challenges are lack of community engagement and network support to the wider communities, lack of material and financial issues, and language barrier and cultural shocks. Thank you very much. And I'd like to acknowledge my colleague who is the General Secretary of the organization, Mr. Narayan Gautam. We too participated from Vedic Parishad, Australia. Thank you very much. And last but not the least, we thank Vishwa Hindu Parishad for giving us this opportunity to participate in this sort of wonderful conference. Thank you once again.
Namaskar, sisters and brothers of humanity. Thank you very much for your warm welcome. And many congratulations to Vishwa Hindu Parishad for organizing the 7th Australian National Hindu Conference. I like to respectfully remember the traditional owner of the land we gather on today, the most ancient order of the monks in the world, and like to thank millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and caste in the world. I've been told that I'll be representing truly the Bangladeshi Hindu community living in Australia. From 2021 census data, we know that about 51,500 Bangladeshi people live in Australia, but that does not tell us how many Bangladeshi Hindus actually live in Australia. But what we know is about 12,500 of those Hindus speak in Bangla. But those, not all of them are from Bangladesh. We have Bengali-speaking Hindus living in West Bengal, India, Odisha, and Assam as well. I have put this really high-level slide because when you talk about the Bangladeshi Hindus living here in Australia, especially in New South Wales, I think many of you will remember and know that Bengali Hindus actually celebrate Durga Puja. In fact, last year alone, there was 17 Durga Puja festivals celebrated just in Sydney. And I remember in early days, in 2003, we probably have 1, 2, or 3 Durga Puja celebrated all over New South Wales. It has grown to 17 different puja venues. And I can tell you that our Honourable Member for Parliament for Granville, Julia Finn MP, will vouch for it, that now we can't fit our community in a Granville town hall anymore, which can accommodate 250 to 300 people. We need much larger halls and community facilities so that we can celebrate this festival not only within our Bangladeshi Hindu community, but can share it with greater multicultural community. The way we can help the greater Australian community, I don't think I will have much time, but I will really highly touch on it. We can certainly promote interfaith dialogue. The Bangladeshi Hindu community for a very long time have shown great resilience, and I think in a very strong positions to have this conversation started with the other religious group and bring the different religious group together and start having this pain point and start the conversations. Also, those of you know the Bengali, our community love art, music, and dance. And through the cultural exchange, performances, and exhibitions, we can showcase our rich heritage and provide opportunities for cultural appreciations and creativity. That can also promote the community harmony and well-being. I've also been told to tell you what the Bangladeshi community, Hindu community's visions are here in Australia and what challenges they are facing. So really high level. For about more than 20 years now, my community is trying to establish a common place where we can go and celebrate our puja and culture. And I see that our community can really reach out to the broader Hindu community and can get some support, and that doesn't necessarily mean the financial support. It could be in the form of a mentorship. The way I see the Bap Swaminarayan Temple and Sri Mandir Urban has grown over the years, I think they has great leadership and they can really mentor my community so that we can also have a common place for puja and culture. The other thoughts could be we actually can join a bigger organizations or come together with other organizations and contribute whatever we can to put a bigger place, not only for Bangladeshi Hindus, but for all Hindus where we can go participate and cultivate our puja and culture. The other thing that I like to briefly, yes, I know I'm done, but please allow me for another 30 seconds because I've been told I will be given 5 minutes, so I had to really cut it short. We know that the challenges faced by minority communities in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and many countries in Southeast Asia. I think it is essential for us not only acknowledge that, but for us to unite and advocate for support. We can actually collaborate with these multi-faith communities and ask for purposeful humanitarian assistance from Australian government. I think I was a student of Ramakrishna Mission and a big believer of the values that Swami Vivekananda put to the whole world, especially to the young people in the Hindu community. So I put it, I put a quote from him, but I always remind myself saying and remembering that quote bit differently. We must believe in ourselves to believe in God. And I just want to say that I'm a proud Hindu, and there is nothing should stop any one of us saying that we are proud Hindu and we like to work together. We like to work collaboratively with the other faith groups here in Australia and make Australia truly a multicultural, modern Australia where everyone feels that they belongs. Thank you very much for having me.
Hello, good day, esteemed guests. Namaskar and Om Swastiastu. I'm deeply honored to have this opportunity to share with you the profound intricacies of Hinduism as it thrives in the captivating islands of Bali. Bali, the center of Hinduism in Indonesia, often referred as the Island of God, is not only renowned for its breathtaking landscape and warm hospitality, but also for its deeply ingrained Hindu culture, which shapes every aspect of life on this enchanting island. Today, I'll be taking you through an exciting journey that covers all of these points. So Hinduism arrived in Bali around the first centuries, brought by Indian traders and scholars, and over the centuries, it's intertwined with existing Balinese belief that has evolved with its unique rituals, deities, and cultural practices. While Balinese shares many similarities with Hindu's practices elsewhere, such as worship Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and other deities like Ganesh, Saraswati, and so on and so forth, we have reference to sacred texts like the Vedas and the Upanishad, and also exhibit unique characteristics that set it apart. Like Garuda is our national airlines, and Ganesh is printed on our banknotes, and the largest Vishnu temple in the world is in Bali. So Balinese Hinduism reflects every aspect of our cultures, including arts, dance, and music. Traditional dance like barong, kecak, and everything. despite stories from the famous Ramayana and Mahabharata. Central of Balinese Hindu rituals are colorful ceremonies and festivals that celebrate the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. This includes galungan, when dharma wins against adharma and when the ancestors are honored, and Nyepi Day, the day of silence, when the entire island comes to a standstill and reflections and meditations. So just to cut it short, despite being a minority within a multicultural society, we have managed to carve out a niche, fostering a sense of belonging through the colorful festival and cultural celebrations. We not only keep our traditions alive, but also enrich the cultural tapestry of Sydney, showcasing beauties and diversity in Hinduism to the wider community. All of the Hindu temples in Sydney do not celebrate this unique festival. We cannot speak Hindi, but we are Hindu. We are born Hindu. Balinese Hinduism places a strong emphasis on communal worship and collective responsibility. Temples, known as pura, serve as the center of spiritual devotions, cultural expression, and it's a focal points for the community gatherings, religious ceremonies, fostering a sense of unity, solidarity, and among worshippers. It is our dream to have a pura, a Balinese temple in Sydney. However, we stand here today, there is not a single Balinese Hindu temple in Sydney or all over Australia. My ask for this esteemed guest of panel in attendance is to further our cause to establish a temple that will not only provide the Balinese Hindu a place to pray, unite, celebrate, and practice our beliefs, but also as a landmark destination showcasing Sydney's cosmopolitan diverse culture. I will leave you all with these parting thoughts. Thank you.
Namaskaram to all. I'm representing Sri Lankan community in Australia. I'm very young to talk about Sri Lankan community. When they came to Australia, normally they come from the war, they come migrated, and various other aspects. They come to Australia and they just developed a small temple in part, and then later on they built a lot of temples in and around Sydney. I was honestly I was confused what I'm talking about in the first place when I received this notification from Vishwa Hindu Parishad, what I'm representing as a community, Hindu communities bringing other communities together, or Sri Lankan community bringing other communities together, or what I'm representing, because I don't want to offend other communities. They're all part of, we are all Hindu, whether Sri Lankan or Bhutanese or Bali or Bangladeshi, we are all Hindu. And one community one country we missed here is Malaysian. I don't know, the next time whoever the organizers, they can accommodate Malaysian Hindus as well, because there are a lot of Hindus, they're struggling with demolishing temples and things over there. Anyway, that's apart from that. I come back to my original topic. The temples allowing the community, compared to India, the overseas temples allowing people to for music programs, cultural programs, and as well as the Mahotsavam is done in a big scale, so that they allow people to interact, connecting people. That is what it is actually we are missing here. When we come, we say, oh, I'm Sri Lankan, I don't want to talk to the other community. Oh, I'm Bangladeshi, I'm Nepal. So the lack of communication is one, and the other thing is actually we deviating ourselves with our culture. Instead of we say, oh, we are Hindu, we shouldn't deviate from the Hindu. Instead of say, I'm Sri Lankan, or I'm Indian, or I'm Pakistani, I'm Muslim, this all sort of things. We as a human, a Hindu, and we need to bring our united call actually say as a Hindus, and we let people to
support each other, that share and care. So there are a few things that the temple allowing people when they come to the music programs, cultural events, or the celebrations, Ganesh Chaturthi or Mahotsav, or all sort of things. They just come and talk. It used to be when in India they go to the temple to worship for 1 minute and they sit on the floor and they talk about, oh, her sari is nice or jewel is nice, all sort of things. And now we are missing that part because we don't care about other people. So we are reducing our tolerance level, and we are letting our kids or other priorities take over the sharing, caring with the communities. I still believe that there are a lot of improvements required because we as a parents or adult need to guide, teach, give information. We are missing a lot of information from other communities. When I say I'm coming from the temple, I don't know even some of the communities, they perform the rituals outside the Sri Lankan community. I know the Sankranath, which is the West Bengal or Bangladesh community. I go past 7 years, I do the puja, Durga Puja over there in Cambertown. There are a few festivals which I'm Padit Kurwa. I never heard about the terminology. The New Year they celebrate is for the Hindu from north part of India. So there are lack of information and the knowledge of people and the communication, because a lot of people, they come here to Australia, somehow they just settle here, but the English is the main language that everyone can understand. But I found even the people living here, that's very limited with English. If any organizations or association who can help with preparing templates or notices or other information we can share with other people, what other information available, where they can go and worship, where they can celebrate their functions, all sort of things will bring the community united. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, panelists, and what a diverse panel we have got. And it has raised a few burning questions, which should have been answered by now, but still we are not too late to answer those. The points which I would take are the collaboration, networking, getting into each other's functions, volunteerism. Small organizations need support. From big organizations, they need experience. Hindu communities which are facing challenges back home, that's a big question as well. And there are certain, I think Councillor Suman Saha has very kindly not mentioned that the visa support which would be required by Bangladeshi Hindus, recognizing them. Then community festivals and different, we need to understand what our other Hindu communities are celebrating, how they are celebrating, how diverse we are, and we should be proud of our diversity. Diversity is not an issue. The diversity, we have lived in diversity always, and we know how to live in diversity. So then there definitely is a lack of some sort of leadership, which we need. And as Darren mentioned last, the language barriers are there, so which we have to cover up. So now I open this session for your suggestions. We have around 15-20 minutes with us, but please be very short and precise. Now we have a politician there. He took more time. So anyway, as much as we can, this will be very fruitful discussion. So anybody would like to start what we can do? Very quickly, please.
My name is Naveen, and it's very nice to see Hindu community from different countries. And one of the themes I've seen is all communities from countries like Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Indonesia, they lack space. So my suggestion is to have a big property and have smaller temples within that property, so that all the communities have their space in that temple, because doing individually will be very cost prohibitive, it will be very expensive. So if we have a big property and we can accommodate all these other communities and have common facilities for them. So that's my suggestion. Thank you very much.
That's very good. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. My name is Pranav from International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And it's really heartwarming to see such a diverse set of individuals who are representing the Hindu community in Australia. Firstly, we would like to truly represent the Vasudev Kutumbakam, which is one earth, one family, and our lives matters in the way we come together. So just a quick suggestion, we are on our way to build a very large temple, and I heard our representation from Indonesia saying that they would like to have that representation, and similarly others. We would open our arms to include you into our venture and our project. I would love to connect with you and see how we can help each other in the spirit of Vasudev Kutumbakam. Happy to connect after this. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Namaste. There's a question on aging population. There are a lot of seniors coming into Australia, and what's the plan? That's the question. So we have some senior milans actively happening from Seva International, Seva Australia, as well as Shri Om Care and other organizations which I have come across. So maybe you can talk to me after this session. I can give you the contact details, and we can connect those seniors wherever they are, and the nearest Milan, senior Milans, which happening in those areas, they can participate. So there are like temple, there are sponsors who have been providing the free buses for them to go around to the temple and other scenic places. And there are also cultural activities especially for the seniors. And in whatever way they can contribute, so all those are being taken care. So I can provide more details on that. Thank you. So there's one in Hornsby as well. Yeah.
So there are two things done regularly and booked for the whole year.
Yeah.
Third Sunday, starting 1 o'clock, and last Wednesday, and the picnic, and done for the whole year. There's no need to ask. Just come on those time, and you will be welcome there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So he's talking about Hornsby and Epping. So I was talking about Parramatta and Liverpool and other places. So yeah, you can contact us and we can provide more details.
Hello, my name is Chandrakant Kulkarni. I am the volunteer for HSS and VHP, etc. I was talking about the space problem. See, our community is growing. So whatever big hall you have, there is always insufficient. So we should go for the temples wherever it is affordable to you. For me, the temple, it should be easily accessible. If the temple is nearby, people are more likely to go into the temple. If it is far away, then it is difficult. So recently we started one temple in Castle Hill, Maharashtra Mandir, Australia Incorporated. So we have taken a space in a warehouse and we have started. So whenever you have a big program, you can always hire a council hall. There are plenty of halls available, and you can go to those places. But because example I am giving you, the community is growing, so we celebrate, Friends of India celebrate the Ganesh festival for many, many years. So nowadays it is overfull. There are more than 4,000 people, and many times it becomes difficult to accommodate. So go for a small temple, walkable for the people, easily to come in, and wherever the other big programs are there, you always a council hall.
Yeah, thank you very much for this information. So the point here is that, okay, so you want to say something? Yeah.
There's one need I see in senior citizens, food, meals on wheels when they are in crisis and when they go for long treatment. And that is a need I can see in community. Just want to put it in the front of you, what we can do for them.
My name is Balu Muterat. So I just want to bring it to the audience on one aspect I think probably not looked upon. So there are a lot of Indians, not a lot of Hindus around the world which are being persecuted. So if you look at Bangladesh, a lot of data doesn't come out for whatever reasons. Hindus in Bangladesh, that's one of them. Hindus of Pakistan, they are persecuted daily. And if you look at some of the census data from 70s to the current day Bangladesh, I think there is a reduction of at least 20%. I mean, Sumanji can give some insight into that. So what can we do as the Hindus of Australia to bring those who are suffering, who are being persecuted at the moment, bring them a passage to Australia and not get them persecuted in front of our eyes or behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So this is something which we can think of as a collective community. And I really appreciate the Sri Lankans, Hindus. They have used their temples as the way to help those who are suffering even at the time of the war. So thank you so much. That's just something I really want to say. Thank you.
Your point is taken, mate. Thank you very much. The only thing what we are lacking is communication between us. And the things are not reaching to each other. Networking is very important, as it was mentioned by Sajana Nand that we should go to each other's festival, fates, or wherever we can, so that we can talk to more people. Yeah. So we take the last suggestion. Yep. Seva.
My name is Seva Singh, and I'm a proud Hindu myself. My suggestion is, as we heard all the panelists who are representing their nations, their main concern was inclusivity. They feel they are not being included in the programs organized by the majority Hindus which are from India. I want to suggest one thing. There are many organizations sitting here, their representatives, their heads. They take a pledge that from today onwards, we will be inviting at least these panelists and their organizations and their community. From here itself, we must say, yes, you are part of us, you are not separate from us. And I represent one association of Haryanvis in Australia. Whichever function we organize, I pledge that we will invite you all in our functions, in our cultural activities.
Yeah. That's a great initiative, Seva Singh ji. So that's good. Yeah, with a final note from Suman Saha, I think we should finish this session. Thank you.
I hear some of you raises concern about services for our senior citizens. Cumberland Council have really very good program that we deliver for senior citizens, including the Meals on Wheels. In fact, we have a booklet specifically made for our senior citizens program, but I know for the fact that not many of us actually uses that services. I request you can reach out to me. Those services booklets, we have converted them into 5 top languages so that people can understand and go through them and access them. But I'm more than happy to work with a diverse community and see where you want to access it. I can help you with that. So
Thank you very much, everybody. And this session has not ended. This will continue, and it should continue on micro level, macro level, wherever we meet, catch up, celebrate. At least we should give 10 minutes to this thing, that how we should make everybody inclusive. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Thank you.